Hey, Danny, got a minute? Hey, you're just sitting at home doing nothing, so at least reply to my messages quickly, okay? You're such a loser. I'm going to tell Mom and Dad that they need to kick you out of the family if you keep this up.
Dude, calling your own brother a loser? Really?
Hey, you only reply the moment I start roasting you. How adorable do you think you are?
I was just taking a nap and then your notifications popped up one after another. I checked and it was all your insults.
A nap, huh? Acting like you're some busy worker when you're not even a wage slave. You're just a NEET who stayed up all night gaming and then crashed in the morning.
If you don't need anything, I'm going back to sleep.
Wait, no, I do have something.
Then spit it out already.
I'm getting married.
What? You getting married?
Come on, it's not that shocking.
No, it's definitely shocking. I never thought someone like you, who's such a pain when you visit home, would actually get a chance to marry.
That's so mean. I'm cute and beautiful. Of course I've got plenty of chances.
Yeah, your personality, though.
Well, that's just cruel.
Don't scream at me through texts.
That's so rude. Honestly, I was thinking not to come to your wedding at all, and now I'm even more sure I won't.
Oh, so that's what this is about. By the way, do you even have the money for the wedding?
Huh? Why would you ask that? It's none of your business since you're not attending.
Are you really not coming?
I just told you, I'm not coming.
But wouldn't it be embarrassing if the bride's own brother doesn't show up? You sure about this?
You're so persistent. Since you seem a little slow, let me break down what you should do for my wedding. First, bring a gift of $10,000, thanks.
What? $10,000 as a gift?
But don't come to the wedding and forget about hanging out with relatives, too.
Wait, what? You want me to skip the wedding but give a massive gift? Isn't $500 the usual for siblings?
That's my test, a blend of tough love and kindness from your sister.
What does that even mean?
It means your sister, worried about her social misfit brother, wants to help you get back on your feet before I get married, or something like that.
Huh? You seem totally out of it, like getting married has turned your brain into mush.
Huh?
Do whatever you want about the wedding. I'm not coming either way.
Whoa, you're being surprisingly reasonable. It's weird.
What?
Oops. Better stop before I say something that ruins the wedding for you.
Whatever. I'm tired. Can you just let me sleep now?
All right. Good night, Mr. NEET older brother. Danny, I forgot to tell you something important.
What now? I've got a meeting in a little bit, you know.
Meeting?
Yeah, an online meeting with work people.
Wait, is that one of those online game chats again?
Huh?
My fiancé works as a programmer at a company that makes games.
Oh, so he's a game programmer.
Yeah, and he told me there are people who build relationships through chat features in games.
Huh. I do play online games sometimes, but the meeting I'm about to attend is legit work-related for real.
Enough with that. It's not important. What I forgot to tell you yesterday.
What is it?
Like I said, my fiancé is a game programmer, and guess what? He makes good money.
No?
Yeah, joining that matchmaking event in town really paid off.
Oh, right. The shopping district holds that matchmaking event once a year.
He's a high-spec catch, totally different from you.
You really treat your fiancé like a prize, huh?
Don't be jealous just because you're jealous.
I'm not jealous at all.
His name's Seth.
Seth?
He's seriously a great guy. I'm definitely not introducing him to you.
Wait, you're having a meeting between the families, right? Are you saying I'm not invited to that either?
Of course not. I don't want your neat smell to ruin Seth's image.
Neat smell?
Don't ask for explanations. It's annoying. By the way, still not working?
Huh?
You promised to give me a $10,000 gift, remember? The wedding's in about 6 months. If you don't start working now, there's no way you'll save up $10,000 in time.
You're still on that? You don't come to the wedding, no family gatherings, don't even show up. That's kind of selfish.
I already told you, that's my tough love and kindness, helping a social misfit like you get back on track.
Who's a social misfit?
It's a great story, right? You start working just to scrape together my wedding gift. In exchange for not inviting you to the wedding, I'll make sure you get your moment in the spotlight with that story. You should be grateful.
Then give back the $20,000 for the wedding.
What? What are you even talking about? Come up with an excuse and obey me this once.
Fine. Meeting's starting soon, so I'm shutting off messages.
There's no meeting. You're just bored. Come listen to me brag about my fiancé.
I'm turning my phone off now.
Hey, wait! Danny, answer me right now. Don't ignore me.
What is it now?
What the hell's going on here? You said you're some business partner of Seth's company? Explain yourself.
Yeah, about that. I was just as shocked as you. Yesterday at the online meeting, Seth was there too.
What?
During a break, we started talking about personal stuff. I asked him straight up, and sure enough, he's the Seth who's your fiancé.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because I only found out yesterday myself, all right?
No, not that. I'm talking about you being some close business partner of Seth's. And you're actually a game character designer? You never told me that.
Look, Seth and I only connected yesterday, and I told him I'm an illustrator. I thought I told you before.
Well, you clearly didn't say enough. It's your fault I thought you were some lazy NEET.
You're the one who's been calling me a worthless loser this whole time.
I was bracing myself for this cold shoulder. I expected it.
Is this really happening? Why are we even like this?
Because I told Seth you're a hopeless good-for-nothing NEET who's obsessed with games and can't fit into society.
That's harsh even for you.
So here I am, supposedly trying to help you get your life together, and the 10,000 by my wedding is your deadline, a test, my so-called tough love.
Unbelievable.
But then I find out you and Seth are connected like this.
Yeah, Seth told me your ideal brother-in-law looks nothing like the real thing, so he's lost all trust in you.
Please do something. Convince Seth not to call off the engagement. He's a fan of your art beyond just work, so maybe if you talk to him, he'll reconsider.
No chance.
Why the hell not?
Because you've been boasting about paying half the wedding costs, $20,000 of it.
Wait, I'm working on convincing Dad it's my money.
That money belongs to me.
What?
Dad's been seriously ill, had to retire early, still paying medical bills. Do you think he can just hand over that much cash?
I didn't think of that.
That's why I ended up paying.
You did what?
Before I knew Seth was your fiancé, I vented about this nonsense. Your lies and delusions are coming out now. Mismatched money sense like this? It's a perfect reason for Seth to break off the engagement.
No, please.
And by the way, I'm putting $1,000 a week into the household funds.
$1,000?
Compared to your part-time jobs here and there with zero savings and a big attitude, I think I'm the one holding it together. Seth, who's usually so calm, already started talking about breaking it off. So yeah, it's pretty much done. The venue isn't even booked yet. Dad's holding on to the $20,000 I gave him for now.
Oh, this can't be happening.
I have to get back to work.
Wait! You've got deadlines, but don't you care about saving your cute sister?
Cute sister? Who even is that?
That's me. Wait, Danny, please don't go yet.
Whatever. I'm done talking. Turning off my phone now. A few minutes later, my sister was pounding on my bedroom door, shouting so loudly that even earplugs couldn't drown her out. Her voice ricocheted through the thin walls, vibrating the floorboards beneath my feet. I could almost feel the desperation in each strike of her fists, as if the rage and hurt she carried were striving to shatter the door itself. This was no ordinary argument. It was the raw, unfiltered cry of someone whose entire future had just been ripped away. The engagement was broken. Nothing I could do or say would change that. Even the legal settlement, the so-called consolatory payment, was finalized, modest but symbolic, a gesture to close the chapter, to hush any talk of scandal. But money couldn't heal her pain, couldn't reassemble the shards of trust and hope that lay scattered on my bedroom floor. When the dust had barely settled, my parents moved in with ruthless speed. It was as if they'd been waiting for the moment to strike, to cut ties completely and without mercy. 3 days after the engagement was called off, the ultimatum arrived. My sister would leave the family home and live on her own. She would receive no support, financial or otherwise. No rent assistance, no help with utilities, nothing. She was to fend for herself, to live with the fallout of her own actions. I watched her pack like a ghost in motion, lifeless, bereft of hope. She stuffed clothes into suitcases and scarves into carrier bags with trembling hands, the corners of her mouth turned down in a misery that made my heart ache. Every item she packed felt like a sacrifice. The silk blouse she bought for our wedding celebration, the scented candles she spent hours picking out, the framed photograph of her and her fiancé, half smiling, half dreaming of a life that would never come to pass. My mother hovered over her like a specter of judgment. With clinical precision, she oversaw the process, directing the movers to load each box into the small van that sat idling at the curb. It all happened so quickly, so mercilessly, that I could hardly breathe watching it. At one point, my sister sank to her knees in the hallway, surrounded by cardboard containers brimming with her life's essentials. She pressed her forehead to the wooden floor and sobbed in a way that tore at the silence itself. Her tears pooled at her lashes, wetting the surface of the hard wood until they glistened like tiny jewels. There was no one to comfort her. No one offered a gentle hand on her shoulder or a whispered promise that things would be okay. Instead, my mother calmly retrieved a dictionary from a nearby shelf. I stood 6 feet away, watching every move. My mother's expression was unreadable, icy, detached. She flipped through the yellowing pages until she found the term she wanted: self-inflicted consequences. Her finger traced the letters as if branding them into my sister's mind. She held my sister's gaze and spoke with a voice so soft it contrasted painfully with the harshness of her words. Think about why this happened. Understand what you brought upon yourself. And then she turned and walked away, leaving my sister kneeling alone in a storm of emotions and scattered boxes. I swallowed hard, the lump in my throat feeling like a stone. My sister looked up at me, her eyes red-rimmed and glassy. There was a flicker of hope, maybe even relief in that look, consolation that at least I was still there. But what could I say? What words could I offer that hadn't already been said and twisted into blame? I knelt beside her and pulled her into silence, wrapping my arms around her shaking shoulders. She trembled like a leaf caught in a gale, and I held her tightly, wishing fervently that I could protect her from the storm unleashed by her own mistakes. Over the next hour, the movers emptied the rest of her room. Her bed frame was disassembled and taken away. The bedside table, the lamp with its delicate lace shade, the bookshelf crammed with novels and photo albums, it all vanished. When they lifted the last box off the floor, the room looked larger, emptier, colder. It felt like someone had exhaled the air out of the house. My sister eventually stood, wiping tears from her cheeks. She retrieved her coat and bag, slung both over her shoulders, and steeled herself to step out into the world she'd been forced into prematurely. I walked her to the front door. Outside, the air was crisp, sharp with the promise of something new, though she was anything but ready for new beginnings. Her apartment was a compact fifth-floor walk-up, a bare room with nothing but a kitchenette and a bathroom. The walls were painted an unforgiving white, swallowing any warmth. The landlord handed her the keys without a smile. Another transaction sealed, another life reduced to bureaucratic exchange. We carried her boxes up the narrow staircase. She paused at every landing, clutching the rail as if weighing whether she really wanted to go on. But she did, and we climbed higher. When we arrived, she unpacked the first box with shaking hands. Out came mismatched dishes, old towels, a handful of clothes. There was no furniture beyond the thin mattress she'd purchased on credit. No photos on the walls, no sign of the laughter or chatter that had once defined her life. She sank onto the edge of the mattress and let the weight of everything press her down. That night, I stayed in her apartment, sleeping on the small pull-out couch in the living area. The city lights blinked in through the window, distant and indifferent. My sister lay curled on the mattress, staring at the ceiling like she expected it to collapse on her at any moment. When I finally drifted off, I dreamed of the pounding on the door, the echo of my mother's words, the unyielding sound of cardboard boxes being sealed shut. The next morning, I woke up to find her still in the same position. We hadn't spoken at all. The silence between us was not peaceful. It carried the weight of everything left unsaid. I made coffee on the tiny burner and handed her a mug. The steam curled above it, warm and inviting, but she stared past it as though it weren't there. At some point she whispered, "I don't know what to do now," and I realized that was the question I needed to answer as well. The engagement was gone, the house was gone, the family safety net was gone. But she still had herself, and maybe that was the beginning of something, however painful. She needed a job, a place to live beyond that cramped apartment. Perhaps the modest damages could cover a few months of rent, but after that she'd have to stand on her own. She needed to rebuild her life from the ground up, to learn hard lessons about responsibility and the price of broken promises. I spent the afternoon helping her sort through her things. Photo albums came out. We laughed and cried, looking at memories of happier times. I found her wedding dress stashed in a garment bag at the back of her closet, pristine, untouched. She ran her hand over the ivory fabric and shook her head, eyes glistening. No words were spoken, but the sorrow in her face spoke volumes. In the days that followed, I checked on her every morning before I left for work. She looked more composed, as if the raw edges of her pain were finally dulling. She started job hunting again, filling out applications, sending resumes. She joined a small gym to keep her mind busy. She began cooking simple meals instead of ordering takeout. Each small action was a step away from despair and toward reclamation of her own identity. One evening, she called me and said she was moving into a slightly larger apartment, one with a living room that didn't force her to sleep next to her suitcase. I offered to help her move again. We laughed at the irony of boxing up her life twice in 1 week, and somewhere in that laughter, I saw a spark of her old self return. Parents can be harsh when they want to drive a point home. Mine had shown my sister no mercy, but their message had been clear. Every choice has consequences, and you have to live with them. My sister had crashed and burned spectacularly, but maybe that crash would force her to learn lessons she never would have learned otherwise. By the time 6 months passed, she had a steady job, a small but cozy apartment, and a new circle of friends who knew nothing of the engagement scandal. She even started dating again, cautiously, with careful questions and measured expectations. She was rebuilding herself from the ground up, stone by stone. Breaking an engagement had been the worst mistake of her life to date, but it had also propelled her into a transformation she never would have sought on her own. She'd lost her sense of security, yes, but she'd gained self-reliance and resilience. She learned that no amount of family backing could substitute for personal responsibility. She discovered that pain, while excruciating, could be a catalyst for growth. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.